Here to share his experience in pursuit of the Magus, please help me in welcoming from Georgetown University, Kieran Halloran.
Hey everyone, good morning. And I just also want to add, in addition to going to Georgetown, I graduated from Xavier High School, New York. There you go. So this past summer, I spent my time volunteering in rural Kenya at Nyumbani Village, which is an orphanage for children who've lost their parents to HIV or AIDS. And first, I just want to give a quick Swahili lesson. And the phrase of the day is Nyumbani kwa Uzima, which means in English, a home for life. And I feel like this phrase and this mission to be a home for life has really been what encapsulated the Nyumbani program, since it was founded by a Jesuit father, Angelo D'Agostino, back in 1992. And it was originally opened as a hospice care for HIV-positive children because they didn't have the drugs or the money to take care for them. However, the program has expanded over the years to encapsulate three main aspects of it that serve thousands of children daily. First, there's Nyumbani Home, which is in Nairobi, and that serves over 100 HIV-positive children and has its own diagnostic laboratory to help provide for their needs. And then there's the Leatoto program, which provides community outreach to HIV-positive children living in the slums of Nairobi. And the final program where I worked at is called Nyumbani Village, which is literally a whole village of 1,000 children who've lost their parents to the disease, along with 100 grandparents who have lost their sons and daughters and have taken up the responsibility of caring for these children. There are very few other things in my life that can fill me simultaneously with immense joy, but also just complete and utter grief, like Nyumbani Village. And when I remember my time volunteering, I first think of one of the girls I worked with, Regina, who I spent a lot of my time teaching computers to. And now she's actually studying at a university to become a nurse. And despite the conditions that she came from, Regina honestly just had this ambition and this work ethic that would really put most Georgetown students to shame, myself included. And I just still remember how she would just put in hours each day on the computer learning every single thing she could find, to the point where in just 2 months, she came to be better than any other Kenyan I've ever seen with computers, and even better at computers than most Americans I know. And she's just so amazing, and she has this ambition too, and she hopes to go on to after becoming a nurse, she wants to be a doctor and then a nun, which is really awesome, and then go on to open up her own clinic to provide affordable health care to the children, to her home community. And I'm just in awe by the way that Nyumbani Village has given her this opportunity and has given an opportunity to so many children like her to go out in the world and to really have a full life. However, another person that I remember is this other girl I worked with, Victoria. So in addition to teaching computers, I also worked in the village clinic just doing what little things I could. And one day at the clinic, we got this memo from the diagnostics lab we had and found out that the strand of HIV that Victoria had was actually resistant to a lot of the types of medicines we had to treat her. You see, in the US, there are 37 different medicines that you can use to treat HIV or AIDS. However, USAID and PEPFAR, the two main programs that provide AIDS treatment in sub-Saharan Africa, only give about a quarter of these types of drugs. And as a result, when someone like Victoria develops a resistance, it's just a complete challenge for her and for so many other children. And it's a challenge for us as we try to care for them. And then added to this challenge is the fact that recently, PEPFAR funding has been cut by the government significantly. And since 2010 alone, the funding for this program, which has literally saved millions of lives around the world, has been cut by 12%. And this is just absolutely devastating, and people even think that these cuts, if they continue, will actually undo all of the incredible progress that's been made in combating the spread of AIDS. And this is not acceptable, and we can do something about it. So please, when you go to the Hill Monday, or when you go back to your school, tell your representative, ask him or her to protect PEPFAR funding. And if we're able to do this, we would literally save millions of lives. Or when you go back home, see if you can raise money for these children. See if you can give people like Regina, like Victoria, like the thousands other children that Nyumbani serves, a voice in DC and a voice in your communities for a brighter future. Thank you.